Hi, welcome back to Moose and Chemistry. This is going to be Naming Compounds Lesson 3, and we're going to be talking about the stock system today. All right, so let's go ahead and write down our first compound. PbCl2. All right, now we're going to go ahead and start right here and follow our flow chart. Now, the first element or polyatomic ion, is it a nonmetal or a metal? Obviously, Pb is not a polyatomic ion, it's an element, and it's a metal. So we're going to follow the orange arrow here down into the metal. Is it a cation A or cation B? Well, let's look at this. Cation A has the same charge. Cation B can have more than one charge. Pb can't have more than one charge. So it is definitely an element B. So find the charge of the cation from the anion using Roman numeral for the charge. Okay, so there's a little song that kind of goes along with this. I kind of came up, not with the song itself, but it's kind of like really kind of cool. So the anion determines the cation. The cation determines the stock number. So what does that mean? Well, chlorine happens to be in group 17, so it has a -1 charge. But we have two of them, right? So 2 times -1 is -2. So to make this compound electrically neutral, we would have to have a +2 right here above the lead, right? So the anion determines the cation. The cation determines the stock number. So now that's pretty easy, okay? So we would call, now we've got that taken care of. And now we move down here. Is the anion polyatomic? Well, chlorine's not polyatomic. No. So it says change the anion ending to IDE. Okay, that's pretty simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to first erase these little arrows here. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and do this name. So we're going to go lead. Then say to change the cation, set to change the anion. So this is going to be lead to chloride. Wow. Hey, to prove that lead has multiple charges, let's look at another version of lead, okay? So we're going to do that real quickly. Let's go ahead and erase all this right here. You guys are being amazing, of course. All right, here we go. PbCl4. Because we just did PbCl2, right? So we start here again. First element of polyatomic ion. Well, Pb is definitely not a polyatomic ion. We know that. It's an element. But is it a metal or non-metal? Well, we found out in the last problem it was a metal. So we go down to the metal here. Is it a cation A or B element? It's definitely a cation B element. So we're going to go down to the B element. It says find the charge of the cation from the anion. Use Roman numerals for the charge. Okay, so here comes my little song again. Hey, chlorine is in group 17 like it was in the last problem. So we have a -1 charge. The anion determines the cation. The cation determines the stock number. So we got IV right here because that's Roman numeral 4. All right. Pretty snarly, huh? So now it says, is the anion polyatomic? No, chlorine is not polyatomic. This is the anion right here. There's no way it's polyatomic, right? So we're going to say no. We're going to go this direction here. Change the anion ending to IDE. So this is going to become lead. And let's make that 4 a tad bit better. What do we say? Okay. So we're having so much fun, it kind of looked a little messy. So this would be lead 4 chloride. Well, that's it. You guys be amazing, you be snarly, and we'll see you back here at Musin Chemistry.